This is where ideals and loyalties are put to test. This is where hindrances and conflicts lead to the survival of the worthy and the fittest. This is where the contention and competition begins. This is where a stiflingly significant atmosphere puts all your menacingly desperate skills to a check to provide an escape from your inexorable demise. This is the battlefield, a place where boys turn into men. And in a place like this, it's next to being injudicious to jump into the terrain without proper training and strategies that could enhance your chances of survival. Welcoming you to the cantonment, where you'd see the battlefield through my eyes, analyze, and learn to be resilient, no matter how repetitive your cessation may be. I am Pain, and this is a series of tips and tricks that you'd enjoy watching, and that would be worth following to at least make your day a bit longer on the field, if not to render yourself the last man standing tag. So let's go to the drive where you settle relaxing in the back seat. But don't forget to be attentive, else it may cost you your life.
I recently uploaded a short discussing about a player who constantly kept running away from me in fear from a 1v1 situation. To my surprise, I found few of you fine people confusing running away in terror with strategic approach towards retreating. So here I am, back with another tips and tricks video on this channel. This time discussing about why and when to retreat from a fight and when to stand your ground against the opponent. Well, before starting the discussion, I'd like to thank my audience for getting me this amount of likes and comments on that short that I mentioned. Your support is all I demand for bringing you more of these tips and tricks videos at regular intervals. So coming back to our topic, retreating is not something depicting cowardice. Retreating as and when required from a fight can bring a significant impact on whether you be able to survive the battlefield or not. But do remember that pulling behind yourself from a fight when it is actually required to do so is what we call retreating. Fleeing away from every possible battle that you encounter just because your fingers start shaking and heart starts pumping faster is not what we call retreating. For the lack of a better term, let's call it running away in fear for your life. Retreating is always backed up by a strategy, as you will see in this video. However, running away is backed up by nothing but your fear, and as harsh as it may sound, there is no place for the ones who fear their obstacles, both in life and in this game. Now that we've known this, let's move forward and understand the why and the when behind retreating from a battle. There are no specific pre-decided rules to decide when to retreat from a battle and when to take on the fight. It all depends on scenarios that you're facing. Decision to retreat or take on the battle would vary situation to situation, hence it is a very dynamic topic of discussion. However, there are certain aspects that do help us take a call upon this decision. Let's discuss a bit about it. Overall, I can say that there are 5 aspects which play a significant role in deciding whether to take a fight or to retreat at the moment. Location coordinates, number game, battle terrain, weapons concerned, and the safe zone. These are the 5 crucial aspects deciding if you should retreat or take the fight. However, you must keep in mind that none of these aspects individually decide for such a situation. You have to keep in mind all these 5 aspects and draw a probability curve in your mind and deduce an approximate percentage of your survival and winning chances if you take on the battle. In case the survival chances get reduced down to less than 50%, you must retreat at that moment and reposition yourself. Let's start with the first aspect, the location coordinates. This includes having an approximate knowledge of the location of each enemy around you, whom you intend to take a battle against, as well as preserving your own coordinates from the enemy's eyes. Knowing the location of all possible threats is a very crucial part of surviving the enemy terrains. In case you don't have an access to those approximate coordinates of your enemy's location, never engage in the battle. I repeat, never. Back off, retreat, and prepare yourself for the upcoming battle, because next time you meet the same opponents, you might not be at such odds. Follow along how I wiped an entire squad, just because I retreated at the correct moment. Here in this clip, I'm playing with random teammates, and let's be honest, randoms rarely follow any strategies. They mostly work on their own. In this match, when I tried to communicate, there was no response, so I decided to act on my own, since going on around the map with them, like a clueless ship in the ocean, would anyway get me eliminated. Someone tried to detonate my vehicle with a grenade. Fortunately, my enemy missed his aim, and that was what I needed to happen. Always take advantage of your enemy's mistakes. In this case now, due to his mistake, I know very well that there is someone around me trying to sneak up and bite from the shadows. I waited some time in the house just to let the enemy make a move so I get to know his location, but he didn't show up. I have no idea about enemy's location, but I assume enemy knows that of mine, provided that I just was in a vehicle which must have been clearly visible to him on his map. If I make a move towards taking the battle, this might go against me. My cover has been blown, but enemy stealth still persists. Hence the best approach as of now is to retreat. But as I said before, a retreat must be backed up by a strategy. My strategy right now relies on the safe zone. As the safe zone is shrinking, the enemies have to come out of it, and provided that I have a vehicle, I will reach the safe zone faster than them.
Airdrop is coming.
They would be coming out of safe zone from somewhere over there. So I intentionally drove the vehicle here, making them believe that I've left the place already. Now, time to approach to a better position on foot, so as to maintain my cover and letting them get themselves off guard. I knew it. This was the full squad there, back in the farm. If I revisit the farm in my mind, I do remember that I had seen this car somewhere back there. I was correct, here it is. Hence, I can deduce the entire squad was camping somewhere in or above these houses. Now imagine if I had approached them here, it would have gone really nasty since I had no idea about their exact or approximate locations. My decision to retreat hence was correct.
Airdrop has been delivered.
Engage the enemies. Enemy down.
Well, seems someone got left behind from the group, and the best part is, he wants to rush me. That's what I wanted absolutely, a solo player. Left behind from his bunch, rushing me in confidence. Let's take care of this knucklehead. Being a shotgun player myself, I can tell how frustrated he must be feeling now that he missed both his shots on me. Since I believe I'm outnumbered, I'm waiting for them to push me one by one behind this rock. Smoke grenades? This player seems to be playing defensive. He just wants to collect the dog tag and run away. But no way I'm gonna let that happen.
Chip terminals are almost ready.
Neither a proper cover nor any stealth, and yet he thinks he can shoot me down from there? This is not the way to battle a gunfight. Always have a cover first before shooting the enemy, else this is what happens.
Airdrop is coming.
K9 unit incoming.
Engaging zombies. Reloading.
Down to the last 5 teams. Airdrop has been delivered.
Never run straight to your enemy's mouth like this fool did here. It never ends well unless some miraculously coincidental blessing saves you. Always have an oblique approach to your enemy instead. As an example, instead of coming straight to me this way, he should have obliquely went behind this rock and closed down the distance, if that's what he really wanted to do. And the squad got eliminated. Now imagine if I did not retreat from farm and decided to fight there where I had zero clue about their position coordinates. Hence, retreating is what allowed me to successfully eliminate this squad.
Be careful.
Always remember, position coordinates of the enemy must be known by you at least approximately, if not the exact, and at the same time, your own coordinates must remain preserved and hidden from the enemy. Else, I'd advise you to rethink if you actually want to take a fight with the enemy or retreat. That was all I had to discuss about location coordinate. Now, the second aspect is the number game. While in a battle, it's a well-known fact that the more you are in numbers, higher is the chances of your winning. However, I always keep in mind that I have to prepare for the worst, that is, to face situations when I am severely outnumbered by the enemies. Practicing your stuffs keeping in mind that you will be outnumbered in the battlefield would help you boost your performance and would also mentally prepare you to not be scared and shaky while actually being in such situations. However, in tackling multiple opponents alone, you have to play the game defensively. Instead of rushing them and being aggressive, play on your back foot, let them come to you, and slap back each of them in a 1v1. For this, retreating is extremely necessary. You have to constantly retreat, and meanwhile, when the enemy gets scattered even for a split second, that's your chance to finish them one by one. As you finish one, retreat again and let them track you. There is a second enemy shooting at me, and this boy rewinded back and I'm sure is going to shoot back at me too. Suddenly I'm in a 1v2 situation with both my enemies poles apart, making it impossible for me to focus at both of them together. Now, if I think about it, if I start to retreat now, I may not survive until I reach my nearest cover, since I'd be getting shots from both of them. But if I manage to finish at least one of them without getting knocked myself, I still have a chance then. Because then, I'd retreat to my cover, which maybe is risky too, but at least has some chances for me to survive this situation. I cannot avoid the bullets from the second enemy now, but at least can avoid being shot from this rewind player by drop shotting. Time to retreat back to my cover. One of them took the tags, while the other covered his back. A perfectly fine strategy. Seems I need to be careful.
The terminal is almost ready. Return to the battle when the next revive flight arrives.
I already know there are 2 players behind that house, and I've already killed the 3rd member of that squad. The coordinates of the 4th player, however, is still unknown. So for now, I'll just wait and watch. Two players rushing me, and I have just this small corner as a cover. Remember what I said before? Always keep retreating, unless the enemies lose track of each other, and as they get separated for even a split second, you know the drill. But before retreating, I have a gift for them. Can you see how retreating works? This one became so confident watching me retreat that he got separated. Now is my time to engage. Ah, too late. Need to retreat again. They regrouped sooner than I expected. I'm constantly retreating. just to create an opening where both of them get separated, even if for a split second. Now that is what I absolutely wanted to happen. Poor fellows fell into my trap, went so overconfident watching me retreat that they forgot their only hard-earned skill of gluing themselves together and rushed me from two separate paths. This split second was what I was looking for since long. Let's have a look at that again. I positioned behind his back so that he cannot shoot me while I knock him down. However, I have only a split second to finish him and quickly get into cover to prevent getting shot from the second enemy. Now that I am into my cover, I would play the peekaboo trick that I already discussed in detail in the first part of my advanced tips and tricks playlist. The enemy would expect me to run and heal, since I fought his teammate and he must be believing that his mate must have damaged me. Little does he know that his mate couldn't connect a single bullet on me. Now, I'm gonna quickly come out of cover and catch him off guard, since he won't be expecting me to do so. That little drop shot technique helped me evade any of his bullets, and hence I killed both of them without taking a single bullet off me from them. Now, I've got a question for you. There is the last member of this team. Take into account everything that you've seen till now in this battle, and also my current scenario about weapons and equipments, and answer this question. What should I do now? Option A is that I should rush this guy up the hill, or wait for him to come to me to pick up the tags and finish him. Option B is that I should retreat from this place as of now and let them get revived and fight them some other time. You have 5 seconds to make your choice. If you selected option A, my friend, you have to really work on your game reading and analytical skills. Those with option B, congratulations, you passed the test. Now, let me explain the answer thoroughly. Just have a look at the armor bar. I'm really low on that, don't you think so? And additionally, I have 0 armor plates in my bag. To make the situation worse, just recollect the data we gathered from what just happened a minute ago. The first member whom I killed, his dog tags were already taken by one of his teammates, remember that? Since it requires hardly 15 to 20 seconds to get revived now, my guess is that the revived player 2 is somewhere nearby, along with that visible player. 2 enemies alive, and I have 0 armor plates and am already low on my armor bar. Do you still think I should take on the battle? One must know when to fight, and when to retreat. Based on number disadvantage and armor plates deficiency, I had to retreat from this battle. Unfortunate of me that I didn't get the chance to meet up with this squad up ahead in the match. This was all about the second aspect of discussion, the number game deciding about your retreat. Considering the screen time of our sessions, the rest 3 aspects deciding about whether to retreat or fight would be discussed in part 2 of this topic. We must remember that retreating as and when required does not make us coward, just like rushing like a clueless douchebag all the time without a second thought does not make us a braveheart either. Every move must be calculated and measured before putting it into action. With this, I'd end today's session. We'll be bringing part 2 of this topic soon. It will be added to my playlist of advanced tips and tricks named the Step Up series. Hope you learned and enjoyed this session. Let's meet again soon, soldiers.